Hi everyone, this is Tracy from Inspired Chi, and I am bringing you your full moon reading. We have a full moon in Taurus, and there's a little bit going on with that moon. I will include a link below in the information box if you care to read on about the energies of it and how it might be affecting you. But we're going to do a full moon reading of the full moon and the next 10 days. And the format of the reading is going to go a little bit like we're going to look at an archetype. We're going to see if it's something within you or something around you that may be holding you back or no longer serving you. And we're going to get rid of that energy. We're going to go into some inspiration and advice cards. We are working with the oracles, the Wisdom of Avalon, the archetype cards, the Starseed Oracle, which I've been doing some personal work with recently. I am pulling you a major arcana card from my personal design deck and personally designed deck. And then we are using the Light Seers Tarot to clarify. And yes, we need all of these cards because that's just what happened. So here we are. So if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for your support. And if you're new, you're going to want to focus in on a pile, whether you're looking at the card itself or the stone, whatever is making you drawn to that pile. I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, exhale, and when you open your eyes, I want you to choose the pile that your messages will be in. Now, these are collective readings and group readings, so not every piece of the information will fit with your life, but hopefully you can get a couple messages that can give some guidance, some inspiration, some information that will help with your situation over the next 10 days. Now, if you're logging into this reading a little bit later than the full moon, that's okay. These are timeless. So when you're going to go by the date of when you're actually viewing this video to look at the next 10 days from that. Okay, it doesn't have to be the 10 days from when I'm doing this video, which is on the 18th with the energy of the full moon on the between the 18th and the 19th of this full moon in Taurus. So, shall we move on? Okay, twos, this is very interesting. Okay, I'm going to probably mangle how this is said, but I have to pick this card up first because I just posted something on AJ's Facebook page the other day that was this exact word, Hyreth, maybe? Hyreth? And it's longing for home, homesick for the stars. So I've had this deck, I've been working with it recently. I have not seen this card. So it's really funny that I posted that earlier in the week, and here it is. So I love these synchronicities and messages from Spirit. But if you've been looking for signs, they're all over. I feel them in the energy, even coming into your reading twos. So I do love that. For my personal deck, you're getting Temperance. One's also had Temperance, so I'm interested to see how this plays out with your reading and the next one. If there's a common theme here. But what this is about isn't necessarily balance, although for your reading, you have a lot to do with justice, and we'll get into that. But normally in the major arcana, you have the justice card is the justice card, right? It's literally called the justice card. But this is temperance. So even though there's some kind of balance and justice coming into a situation with this particular card, this talks about an integration and being able to use both your light and your shadow energies and being able to combine them so that one doesn't overpower the other. Okay? And I say this all the time, which is probably not a popular opinion, but you can't be light and love all the time, right? You are a shadow. If you don't have any shadow, then you're in denial. Okay? And then you need to do some work there. As far as the human parts of you, okay, and what you've been through on this journey on earth and how that affects you and some of the things that you're prone to. I mean, even without judgment, when you look at the shadow energies, it doesn't mean you have to like be an awful person. Okay, you might struggle with addiction. They could be in the way of alcohol, it could be food, it could be gossip, because that could be quite addictive. But it really has to do with how you handle them, how you work on them, and how you are aware in yourself and your journey. Okay, so that's a big piece of what you're leaving behind this full moon because we don't want it to stand in your way. Also, and I'm kind of working backwards for you, but this is such a beautiful card. It's the longing for home, homesick to the stars. And if you have been feeling like you've been in a little bit of a funk lately, or haven't felt like yourself, or haven't been able to be in a good energy, I mean, you're not alone. There's definitely something going on in the air. Okay, it's been a very exhausting couple of years. Okay, and hopefully we're moving into a better place with that. So we'll be leaving that behind. But to some people may be feeling a little more safe in their spiritual place than they are in the reality of what's going on the planet right now. And while that's lovely to meditate and to connect, I mean, you still have to live in your reality. So we move into the archetype that's working with you right now, meaning it's around you or within you. But it's not, I don't want to say it's not negative, okay? It's a positive card, right? You have Avenger. So it's a desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself, okay? Which is great, right? We love that. People come in and, do things in the name of what's right and what's good and, save the planet and all that good stuff. But sometimes there can be an energy, and this is what I'm feeling here because of the cards that you have, that you just have to be really cautious about being vengeful or being hyper focused on being like somebody who has done you wrong to the point that it's affecting your own energy, okay? Even if they are wrong, okay? Now, I don't mean sticking up for other people and things that have to be done because there's so much of that here. There's so much of just somebody who is 100% an advocate, okay? And that could be in your career, it could be in your life, but you may even have to take breaks from watching the news because you get so enraged by what's going on and you want to help and you want to change. But with that balance that's needed with the temperance of the light and the shadow, that's really important too, because it's really easy to get into a negative headspace when you're angry, okay, about the injustices of the world or, whatever's at play that has that element of unfairness. But the good news is the new energy that's coming in is Merlin, alchemy, justice, and balance, okay? So take a step back, okay? You can't push any further. You can't argue this specific case anymore. The energy with this full moon and the next 10 days and how that affects you, okay? You've said your piece. You've done what you need to do. Now you're going to have to step back, okay? And allow it to manifest and allow it to come in. And be really careful about being stuck in that it's not fair. This is so unfair. I wish I could change this. I'm going to do something about this. And I get it. I'm not, no judgment. I mean, we've all been there for different situations. But for this particular reading, it's working against you. Okay? And it's my job to tell you that. So just focus on something else. Take a step back. You took the steps needed or you reported or to whoever. Whatever that you did that will make this change, you have to allow it to manifest. You can't fixate on it because it's changing your own energy. It's like when you talk about wealth and abundance, right? And how it evades you if you're constantly focused on money, right? So how ridiculous is that when you think about it? Of course you're focused on money if that's your problem and you're worried about it all the time. But at the same time, that's a catch-22. When you're in that energy, you can't attract the wealth. It's very complicated. Or is it? Right? Because you've already put it out there. You've already done what you need to do. Please take a step back and let the universe continue to manifest and continue to bring the justice forward in this situation over the next 10 days. This is something very specific. I feel like this already began. I feel like it's taking a really long time. And there is an element of unfairness to it. I'm not saying that there isn't, but it's changing your own energy. You're pissed, okay? And while no one can blame you for that, it's making you bitter, okay? Or at least it has the capacity to do that. So just be careful. Yeah. Oh, well, this is interesting. So the first card you're getting is the Nine of Swords, but in reverse. So if the Nine of Swords has to be here, it's good it's in reverse. This is extreme anxiety, and this is showing that that's coming out. Okay, that's moving out. If you follow the advice of this reading, okay, if you stop fixating on this situation that had to be handled, but your part in it is done for the moment, okay. So back out of that for a minute. It's time for you to rest. This is the energy over you. In the hermit cocoon, need to rest, need to heal, need to recuperate. Okay, you have to focus on yourself. You're not getting communication. That's what's driving you crazy too. Because you have the Eight of Wands, okay, in reverse, which means no communication. Things aren't moving quickly. They're not happening the way that you want them to, but there's no amount of fixating on it is going to change that, okay? You need to rest. You need to recuperate. You need to, just take a step back. What you're manifesting is the Page of Wands, okay? Page of Wands upright is good news. You're having that backwards. You're actually manifesting bad news. Okay, so jump out of that energy, meditate for a little bit, focus on something else, focus on your gratitude. Okay, get excited about the holidays, whatever you need to do to bounce out of this energy for a little bit. This situation is going to take care of itself. Okay, trust me, please trust me on this one. All right, I love that at your base, you're coming out of conflict, right? You have inner confliction, and you're coming out of that. You're coming out of stress, you're coming out of conflict. Okay, granted, there isn't communication, it's not moving, but you need to rest on your mission as the Avenger and trust Merlin to come in and change your circumstance. Okay? If you do that, you're ending with the Knight of Cups. Doesn't he look like Freddie Prinze Jr.? All right? Take this how it resonates in your own life. This doesn't have to be a person. The Knight of Cups, if you're looking for romance, it is a romantic gesture person. Okay? Could be male or female, doesn't matter. If you're not in the market for that, it could be a job offer. This is something that will come in to sweep you off your feet and you'll be really happy and excited about it. But not if you're in this energy. Okay? So just take a break. The world's not going to fall apart without you for a couple days if you focus on your own joy and raise your vibration, get your energy back. Okay? You have it. It's beautiful. You're covered, but you're getting focused in. You're hyper focusing. Okay? So I hope that was helpful and have a really good moon cycle. Get rid of some things that no longer serve you. This is clearly it. Okay? When you go to manifest something, you have to be in that place where at some point you have to let go and trust. So good luck.